Key, you said something that sparked something in my brain when you were like, the Lakers. Let's backtrack here. Stephen A. yesterday said on First Take the Lakers should strongly consider trading LeBron James. And we talked about that for a while. Here's the upside, here's the downside. One of the things that you mentioned, Key, and you have long said, and I agree with you, they have the scoops of ice cream in the sundae. You know, LeBron, AD, they just need to add the right kind of condiments around it, right? I'm with you on that. But you also played some devil's advocate here and said, look, if they trade LeBron, this is why. You get an influx of young talent. Look around the league, the Celtics, and you started naming teams. They're getting it done. They're getting it done. And I had a Keyshawn Johnson reaction to that in my own mind. Are they really getting it done, though? I always hear Key say, but are they really doing that, though? Because those teams are all struggling and striving and trying maybe one day to grab a ring, right? That's never been the Lakers formula. Like, if the Heat get one this year, it's like the Pistons got a couple back in the day or in 2004. It's that style of championship. The Lakers let all the other teams try to develop and maybe one day. And meantime, they identify who are the 2 best players in the league. Why don't we get those guys together, right? 2 of the 5 best players in the league. So if they did trade LeBron and got all this in, that maybe one day they could build up. But they got that dude right now. And they got him with AD, and there's a health concern for sure. But, Key, that's the Lakers' way. They got the biggest star in the sport, and he can still ball. They don't trade that guy.
Well, what I would say, Max, is that the Lakers historically has always gone out and got a big fish. But they also drafted well, whether it was James Worthy, whether it was Byron Scott, whether it was Magic
Kobe.
Johnson, switching, flipping for Kobe, whatever it was, they've always done those sort of things. What I am saying is, if in fact they are strongly considering trading LeBron James to get younger, like these other teams, and you say, well, I would say, well, are they really getting it done? That is a fact. That are they really getting it done? I would say they're headed in the right direction, Boston is. I would say Memphis is headed in the right direction. Minnesota's headed in the right direction. Doesn't mean that they're there yet. It just means they're headed in the right direction. The Phoenix Suns are headed in the right direction. The one thing they went out and did is they got Chris Paul. But that Booker and Ayton, those are young pieces. The Lakers can do that and then grab or keep a LeBron. Okay, let's keep LeBron, and then let's take those other young pieces and let's get the young pieces something they didn't want to do a year ago. They elected not to do that. Now you have the opportunity to make it right, keep a LeBron James, move all the other pieces, and get some young guys around LeBron and build it that way. Because if you look at Phoenix, Chris Paul's got 2 years left, right? Let's call it 2 years. Eventually, it's going to be about Ayton and about Booker. And the Lakers can do the same exact thing and be relevant again in a heartbeat.
Jay, how do they get that done without moving LeBron? I think AD's trade value is lower than it ought to be right now, so that doesn't make a lot of sense. I do think Westbrook on an expiring deal can net you some nice complementary pieces, but it is unclear to me how the Lakers come up with that second young star by standing pat.
I think you look for ancillary pieces around those big 3 if you can't move them. I mean, frankly, AD was hurt all this year. LeBron had some injuries. Russell was a shell of himself. Hopefully he can be settled down. But look, just go back to the strongly considered a trade for LeBron James. I've strongly considered doing a lot of things in my life. I didn't do them. Like, I considered one time going skydiving. I was like, I don't have a high risk tolerance. I'm not going to do it. That sounds stupid.
What's the point?
I'm not going to do it. Like, why?
What's the point? Really, what's the point?
Yeah, I'm good on that.
Thank you, Keith. So let's go back to this thing about he is one of the best players in basketball. His name was associated in the MVP race this year. So I hear what the thought of it may seem like, but in reality, man, like, you're not going to trade a valuable asset like that who is still, to a degree, in his prime, it feels like. Doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah, and again, like, I just think of LeBron, AD, and whatever Westbrook's expiring, like $47 million. If I'm a team with 2 or 3 nice mid-level players, they got another 2 or 3 years on their deal, I want to get out of it because I think I can sign a free agent, or I want flexibility, and I'm really kind of stuck on a playoff treadmill in the first round. I'm not going to get any better. If I can clear them off my books, but they're still kind of useful players, by bringing in Westbrook, then he becomes a free agent, and I've cleared that money, that means the Lakers can acquire those guys, Key.
Yeah, no, you're right, but it's a lot of other things at play with this whole LeBron scenario type situation. You still got the losing of power in the front office of Clutch and Rich Paul and LeBron. They kind of losing some of that steam. So does that factor into wanting to exit? Is that factor in wanting to move him? I mean, you got to think of that.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.